When encountering an electrical outlet with two separate hot conductors and the tab still intact, there are a few key principles to consider. The potential between separate phases will be 240 volts if each conductor is from a different phase, such as phase A and phase B. This is a standard configuration in residential and commercial buildings and provides power for various appliances and lighting. Now, let's discuss the effects of using both sides of the outlet when both conductors are from the same phase. If both conductors on the outlet are from the same phase, for instance, both from phase A, there will be no adverse effects if both sides of the outlet are used. The voltage between the two conductors will be 0 volts, and both sides will have the same potential. This configuration is suitable for powering devices that do not require a specific phase, such as standard lights, fans, or small appliances. However, it's important to note that using both sides of the outlet on different phases can cause problems with devices that require specific phasing, such as motors or electronic equipment. Therefore, the bottom line is that if the two hot conductors on the outlet are from different phases, the potential between them is 240 volts. If the two hot conductors are from the same phase, using both sides of the outlet will not cause any adverse effects. Understanding these concepts is crucial for electrical work and ensuring safety in electrical installations. It is important to always verify this with a multimeter before working on an electrical circuit. Also, local code will dictate how the electric needs to be run. Always consult NEC tables and your local codes. If both conductors are on the same phase, that means that they are both electrically the same. There is no electrical difference between them and that they are the same source. This is very common to have an outlet wired this way. If the outlet is rated for 20 amps, make sure that the wire gauge is appropriately sized for 20 amps. In general, 12-gauge wire is rated for 20 amps. Also make sure that the breaker that feeds the outlet is also appropriately sized for 20 amps. It is very dangerous to put a larger amperage rated breaker on a lower rated wire. This is because the breaker will not trip if there is too much current on the wire, which can then cause the wire to overheat and possibly start a fire. On the other hand, if there is a wire that is rated for a higher amperage and the breaker is sized lower, then that is generally acceptable and the breaker will trip before there is too much current on the wire. This is because the breaker will trip before the wire overheats. Also, the outlet itself must be rated for at least the amperage of the breaker. So if the breaker is rated for 20 amps, then the outlet must be rated for at least 20 amps. Also, the electrical panel is generally required to have the proper size of the neutral and ground wires to support the number of breakers in the panel. It is also important to verify that there is a proper grounding system connected to the panel. The grounding system can be connected to a ground rod that is buried in the ground or can be connected to the metal water pipes that are buried in the ground. The purpose of the grounding system is to provide a path for the current to flow back to the source in the event of a fault. This will cause the breaker to trip and to energize the circuit. Also, it is important to properly torque all connections when working with electricity. This is because loose connections can cause heat and can lead to fires. It is recommended to use a torque screwdriver to ensure that all connections are properly torqued. Also, it is important to use the proper tools when working with electricity. This includes using insulated screwdrivers, pliers, and wire strippers. It is also important to wear safety glasses and gloves when working with electricity. When working with electrical panels, it is important to use a meter to verify that the power is off before working on the panel. It is also important to use a voltage tester to verify that the wires are not energized before working on them. The meter is used to check the voltage between 2 points and the voltage tester is used to check if a wire is energized. It is important to use both tools to verify that the power is off before working on any electrical equipment. If the two hot conductors are on different phases, this configuration is often used to provide 240 volts for appliances such as dryers, ovens, and air conditioners. In a typical residential setting, the electrical service consists of two 120-volt phases that are 180 degrees out of phase with each other. When you measure the voltage between these two phases, you get 240 volts. This is because the two phases are out of phase with each other, so their voltages add together. It is also possible to have a three-phase electrical service. In a three-phase system, there are three phases that are 120 degrees out of phase with each other. When you measure the voltage between any two phases in a three-phase system, you get a voltage that is higher than 120 volts. The exact voltage depends on the type of three-phase system. In a delta system, the voltage between any two phases is 240 volts. In a Y system, the voltage between any two phases is 208 volts. So the potential difference between two separate phases can be 240 volts or 208 volts depending on the configuration and voltage of the electrical supply. One example of where a shared neutral can be used is with multi-wire branch circuits. A multi-wire branch circuit is a circuit that has two or more ungrounded conductors that share a common neutral conductor. These circuits are often used to provide power to multiple outlets or lights in a room. The advantage of using a multi-wire branch circuit is that it can save on wiring costs, as it only requires one neutral conductor for multiple circuits. However, it is important to ensure that the neutral conductor is properly sized to handle the total current from all of the circuits that share it. It is also important to ensure that the neutral conductor is not overloaded, as this can cause a fire hazard. Also, it is important to consider the potential for harmonic currents when using multi-wire branch circuits. Harmonic currents are currents that are not sinusoidal, and they can cause problems with electrical equipment. Harmonic currents are often generated by nonlinear loads such as electronic devices. When harmonic currents are present in a multi-wire branch circuit, they can cause the neutral conductor to become overloaded, even if the total current from all of the circuits is not excessive. To avoid problems with harmonic currents, it is important to use a neutral conductor that is oversized to handle the potential harmonic currents. It is also important to use a harmonic filter to reduce the amount of harmonic currents in the circuit. Before doing any electrical work, always turn off the breaker that feeds the circuit. This will prevent you from getting shocked. Also, it is important to use a voltage tester to verify that the power is off before working on the circuit. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. If you are working on an outlet that has two separate hot conductors, it is important to identify the voltage between the two conductors before working on the outlet. If the voltage between the two conductors is 240 volts, then the outlet is wired for 240 volts. If the voltage between the two conductors is 120 volts, then the outlet is wired for 120 volts. If you are not sure what the voltage is, you can use a multimeter to measure the voltage between the two conductors. Also, if the two hot conductors are on the same phase, then there is no voltage between the two conductors. In this case, the outlet is wired for 120 volts. It is important to wire the outlet correctly to prevent damage to electrical equipment. If you are not sure how to wire the outlet, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Also, it is important to use the correct type of wire for the outlet. The type of wire that you use depends on the amperage of the circuit. For example, if the circuit is rated for 20 amps, then you should use 12-gauge wire. If the circuit is rated for 15 amps, then you can use 14-gauge wire. It is also important to use the correct type of outlet for the circuit. For example, if the circuit is rated for 20 amps, then you should use a 20-amp outlet. If the circuit is rated for 15 amps, then you can use a 15-amp outlet. The amperage rating of the outlet is marked on the back of the outlet. Also, it is important to use the correct type of breaker for the circuit. The type of breaker that you use depends on the amperage of the circuit. For example, if the circuit is rated for 20 amps, then you should use a 20-amp breaker. If the circuit is rated for 15 amps, then you can use a 15-amp breaker. The amperage rating of the breaker is marked on the breaker. Additionally, always follow electrical code. This includes 110.12 neat and workmanlike manner, which states that exposed runs of cable or raceway must closely follow the surface of the building finish or running board. Exposed cable must be protected from damage where necessary. Securing and supporting must not damage the cable. Electrical equipment must be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner.